Can't promise I won't be dropping F-bombs in this one. Absolutely boils my piss. Scott Berry, 37. Another death in custody. Died in HMP Humber around about 2022. He was living, I believe, on a special unit called the Hope Unit. This is not a dig at HMP Humber, not in any way. It says quite clearly, staff and the healthcare staff tried to do what they could for Scott. Absolute hopelessness. Plenty of Brian in this one. And like I said, I will probably lose my shit. How do? Beautiful Brian. Winter is upon us. How we doing, kid? That's it. Smile for the fans. Smile for the fans. Scott was sentenced in 2008. Probably aged around 20 years old for robbery. All them people, again, you boil my piss. If you don't want to go to prison, don't commit crime. This isn't about not wanting to go to prison. It's about the IPP sentence. Indeterminate public protection. I'll tell you what that means. You're not getting out. Yeah? It was designed for people of terror and the like. People who take women and children and do the most awful things. And super violent offenders. So that, come the end of their sentence, if they haven't addressed their behaviour, which many haven't, I'm not talking about coursework, I'm talking about real change. It doesn't happen. They wouldn't have been getting out, but judges, my favourite, judges, they handed it out like sweets. So this lad, Scott, 2 years, 4 months. So normally, you get some paperwork. Yeah, if you serve your full sentence, 2 years, 4 months. At some point up to that 2 years, 4 months, you'd have been getting out on licence. The licence takes you up to the 2 years, 4 months. No licence, then your jail term is done. Still in 2022. Moved to the Hope Unit for IPP prisoners to try and help them. No light at the end of the fucking tunnel. Absolutely boils my piss, this. Ministry of Justice comment. The parole board doesn't keep people or release people who are a danger to the public, or doesn't keep people locked up who are no or pose no risk. Bollocks. Fucking bollocks. Look what they've been releasing. Look what the government is releasing under this early scheme. Violent offenders, people who take women and children and commit horrendous crimes, released early. No IPP sentence for them. It was done away with in 2012. You know, people serving 10 plus years. Monstrous. So this lad, one of many who've taken their lives. Some lads who've got out, it's been a mental health route, they've gone to forensic units. Way over tariff. Most of them were looking at less than 4 years, and most of them served 10 plus years. There's quite a few got out this last 2 years. Absolutely wrecked. Ruined the families, ruined them. And again, it's not about not doing wrong and going to prison. There's wrong-uns, people of terror who should have had a sentence similar to this, out and about in our communities now. Imagine if you've been part of the terror plot in London. Buses going boom. Yeah? You're out and about, you're not locked up. Fucking criminal. Absolute criminal. I'm going to talk about Craig. And I make no apologies for telling this story, and I will continue it. He had an horrendous childhood. Like a lot, abuse. Got to know him quite well. Brian! Up close and personal on the healthcare at Strangeways. Had to have him on an unlock. We had beasts and monsters on there. He said, if I get near some of them, Mr. Samworth, I'll kill them. And I believed him. This way, Brian. Brian, come on. Come on. He spoke to the lad. He was in petty crime. Like a lot of these lads, they struggle with the abuse when they're children. Don't settle, don't have normal lives. Truly heartbreaking. Told me he was going to kill himself. I believed him. But here you go. You ready? This bit, always, 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 I remember. It said, Mr. Samworth. I keep the camera on Brian, because it does bring tears to my eyes, this. Mr. Samworth, I'm not going to do it on here. He mentioned all the nursing staff by name. They've been amazing. They've tried to help. You've listened to me, Mr. Samworth, ranting, going on with myself. You know, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, Mr. Samworth. Nothing the nurses can do, Mr. Samworth. I don't want to be here. I'll say what I need to say to the psychiatrist. I'll get off. And the first opportunity, I'll take my own life. I've had enough. Nothing to live for. No family that I want anything to do with. This sentence, they're never going to let me go. I can't do it anymore. A couple of weeks after he left the healthcare, alarm bell on C-Wing, looked at my manager, Bradders, Craig. He was in a double cell. His pad mate had gone to work. He unlocked for association. Closed his own door. He had a security lock on the inside. Hung himself. Gone. Just a figure. A nobody. No longer here. IPP sentence. There's still lads in now. No 3 siblings who struggled. It truly is shocking, the state of the criminal justice. There's people now who are harming women and children. Third world culture, violence, religion. Every day, Afghanis and the like. Grooming gangs, London, wow. Yeah, according to our illustrious Lord Mayor, nothing to see here. Well, apparently there is. The system is absolutely fucked. I was on talk radio the other morning about this release. The guy who's been deported with a few quid in his pocket. For me, it's not about sacking someone who took him to the gate, or maybe a senior officer who signed off his release, or the prison governor at Cheltenham. It goes much higher up. This government and the previous government both have been in charge in the last 25 years. Both have cut budgets. Both have done nothing. Prison ministers, justice secretaries, nothing. How, when our population is expanding exponentially, you can cut budgets and staff in prison? They're setting us up to fail. They don't care. Shoulder to shoulder. God bless you all them families, IPP prisoners still living in hell. Parole boards not willing to let them out because their mental health has deteriorated. What a reason. What sort of reason is that in a humane world to keep someone locked up 10, 15, 20 years after they were sentenced because their mental health has deteriorated? Thanks for your continued support. Again, God bless you all. Shoulder to shoulder. It's coming. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.